All right, welcome back. Max Tornow here. At the age of 26, I made my first million. Ever since, I've made multiple seven-figure years with online coaching. And in this video, I wanted to share my knowledge with you. I wanted to share what I've learned from doing that. So if you like the idea of having your own online business, if you like the idea of making good money, if you like the idea of getting to the online coaching sphere, this video is for you. Let's get started.
Have you ever wondered whether there's more to life than a boring dead-end 9-to-5 job? Have you ever dreamed about breaking free, traveling the world, making good money, and just enjoying life? No more office dress code, no morning commute, no boss. This channel is for you, so here's to your freedom.
So the first point is, and I think this is a really important point to distinguish, I did not make my money by teaching other people how to make money. In fact, I came from a very, very different niche. My very first million I made with dating advice, actually. This was a skill that I was lacking as a young adult for the most time, for the most years that I grew up. And then, I kind of acquired that skill of becoming a more social person, overcoming my fears of talking to someone attractive and so on and so forth. And then I kind of turned that skill into a skill base that could teach other people. And then later on, I learned how to monetize it. And I think that's an important distinction to make. I've already had a $4 to 5 figure income at the very, very early 20s. I was making, $4,000 to $6,000 a month with that. And then I was building a brand off that. And then the brand started growing. It became one of the biggest brands in the world for that. I became one of the best paid coaches in the world for dating advice. And I've learned so many things from that about how you should focus on making money first, how you should focus on making money by actually giving value to your clients, and how you should later on only transition into building a bigger brand. And I mean, there's just so many important lessons that I've learned from that. And I guess you can take the first lesson right away here, and that is focus on delivering good value so you can make money, and then focus on building a brand. A lot of people get that wrong. A lot of people think they got to have the reach, the audience, the brand first before they can ever start selling anything. But that's not true. That's not true, because the point is too, if you're building your brand first, it's going to take you months, maybe even years. And that's a long time where you're not getting paid yet, where you have to sleep in your mom's basement, and where you cannot enjoy your freedom. In fact, when I look at our clients now, our clients that we're teaching to build their own online businesses, we all teach them to get to their first 10K first. We always say money is your oxygen, and this is not because we're money hungry or anything, but at the end of the day, you can only really help people if you make money from that, because only then you can grow your business and help more people. So I hope you understand that money first, then brand part. And then kind of naturally, I started transitioning more into business. I've had people sign up for my dating programs, and I'll never forget, I would ask things like, okay, welcome to the program. How can I help you? What's your goal? Let's work on your charisma. And they're like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm happily married for 10 years. But I was wondering, how did you build your brand? How can I make money? I have this skill. How can I monetize it? And it was kind of interesting because people kept asking me, Max, why did you transition into building business teaching? I said, because it was just this natural development. More and more people asked me how I did it, and at first I just gave them a couple tips, and then I started getting clients for that, and then slowly but steadily I put more and more focus into expanding my business that helps other people building their own online coaching businesses. And it's been a ride ever since. And again, you learn so many things. Among that, the first lesson, that it is about money and not brand. The other thing that I would say is there's people out there who make money the right way, and there's people out there who make money the wrong way. And that's lesson number 2. And I've seen this so many times from my past dating advice clients, for example. There's people out there who work in, banking, who work in law, who work in, whatever it is, and they're making good money. They're making their 6 figures, 7 figures a year, but they're absolutely miserable with that. They're constantly under stress. They constantly have to work. They have very little spare time. Sometimes they have family. They barely have time for their kids, and it really gnaws at them. It chims away at them just slowly but steadily. And while they do enjoy driving to their stressful job in a Porsche, or they do enjoy, enjoying their 5-star vacation in Dubai in the 2-3 weeks that they have time off every year, there's other people who might make the same amount of money, or even a little bit less, or even more, that are making money the right way. And I always say that there's a good million that you can make and a bad million that you can make. So at the end of the day, the good way to make money is making money in a way so you can work location independently. You can work time independently. You can work from wherever you want, whenever you want. Also, you want to make money in a way so you can't be fired, right? If you're your own boss, nobody can fire you. No crisis can get you into trouble because you can simply adjust. Same spiel here with our clients. I mean, when the 2020 crisis started hitting, we're not even out of the crisis yet. God, it's going to get worse. But when the crisis started hitting and everybody lost their job, our clients were actually doing better because we instantly helped them adjust their marketing, adjust their sales, adjust their positioning, adjust their mindset too, because everybody was freaking out. And that's just a very, very wonderful thing. And so again, if you want to make money the right way, make sure you're your own boss. You can work from wherever you want, whenever you want. And most importantly, don't underestimate that. You want to work something fulfilling. All right. If you work as an online coach or as an online service provider, you work with these people, right? You can actually see how you're making a difference. You're not just this like entity in a big corporation. Maybe you're making good money in a big corporation, but at the same time, you don't really see the change that you're bringing, right? You don't really see the results that you can bring to someone else. And I would even take that further, that helping other people is so fulfilling. Like, some people ask me, Max, if you're making all this money, why haven't you stopped yet? Why haven't you retired? And I always say, well, officially I have retired already, meaning I don't need to work for money anymore. I just do it at this point because it's so much fun. Because not doing anything doesn't work either. Trust me. I know this sounds really strange right now. Some people are like, oh, not working anything sounds amazing. I've tried it, all right? After I made my first 2 million or something like that, I said, you know what, screw this. I'm not going to do anything. After 2 or 3 months, I just naturally went back to work because it's a very fulfilling thing. So, you know, if you love what you do, you never have to work a single day in your life again. And I feel like that's what it means to have a freedom business. You work because you want to, you work because you help other people, you work because it makes you good money. And at some point you don't need to work for the money anymore, but you continue doing it because it's just so much fun, it's so fulfilling. So that's a very, very important point. Make money the right way, which brings me to the third point. And the third point is, traditional education is very useless when it comes to building your own business. And this is very strange. I have never gone to college or university for business. I actually went to the University of Vienna first to study musicology, because I'm a music nerd. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing now. Then I changed into Latin and English because I like languages. Also has nothing to do with what I'm doing now. And I didn't need it. Some people come to us, they say, but I don't have a business degree. How can I get started? I don't have any business experience. 95% of our clients that we have now that are making money have no degree in business. They've never had a business before, never started anything from scratch. With our beginner programs, we really help them just build it up from scratch. We give them all the important know-how that they need to have. And it's interesting because sometimes I do get clients who do have a business degree and they all say it didn't help them at all. It's obviously nice to have, I guess, and you know, maybe it can teach you 1 or 2 things, but it's absolutely not necessary. So I'm not a big defender of traditional education, especially if you live in the United States, for example. You pay for that traditional education. I mean, how crazy is that? There's people out there who pay multiple 5, if not even multiple 6 figures for their education, for their little college degree in business. And I'm like, this is crazy because our clients clearly make more money. And there's other people out there who study for like years or many months. They have to pay for that and they still don't know how to start a business from scratch, because most business programs that you're getting from a university help you manage a business that already has a ton of employees, help you understand the finances between a business that is running, but they're lacking a lot in substance when it comes to how to build a business from scratch. There's a lot of mindsets that is not being taught, a lot of know-how. There's not or very little practical understanding, practical environment to really give people the context to say this is how you build a business from scratch. And we sometimes laugh about that in our team. We sometimes say, how cool would it be if, for example, our beginner program for Freedom Business Mentoring program would just be like a college semester? How epic would that be, where we say, you know, hello dear students, welcome to Building Business 101. During the semester, we teach every one of you to make your first 4 to 5 figures a month. We're gonna help you build a business from scratch. We're gonna help you position yourself. I mean, how cool would that be? And I'm not sure if there is anything like that on a university type of level, but at the same time, again, I'm trying to say here that most of the traditional education is very outdated. It's meant to teach you how to become, you know, a mindless, a soulless entity in a big corporation, how to shut up, how to become a 9-to-5 worker, how to hate Monday and look forward to Friday, and you know, how to have your Saturday, Sunday off as a little bit of compromise, I guess, and how to work in something that you don't believe in, and how to literally change your time for money, which is it's a horrible thing to do, thinking that, oh, I work until 5 and then I go home and this is how much money I get for my suffering. It's outdated. It's quite frankly stupid, and I wouldn't be able to do that myself, which is why I've built all these businesses. So those are the first 3 points. It's getting a little hot outside. I would say we head inside, and I'm gonna get you the next points. Before we're gonna get to the next point, I just remembered, if you haven't done so yet, give me a follow on my Instagram account. This is important because I'm posting daily value nuggets on there. I reply to DMs as far as I can reply to the DM, I will. And doing live streams on there, Instagram Q&As, and so on and so forth. It's a very, very nice thing for you to do. You know, if you want to get in touch, if you want to have, you know, daily value nuggets, give me a follow. We're going to show my Instagram somewhere here. We're going to put a link down in the description as well. And yeah, so let's get to the next point, and that is almost everyone is fake. And this is something that keeps blowing my mind. The higher I started climbing up, the more people would reach out to me, the more people I would get to know, and the more I would get to know that they are fake. It's incredible how many people are liars, how many people will try to screw you over, how many people are saying they're making so and so much money, but they're not backing it up. It is strange. It is worrisome. It is very, very weird, and this is something you have to get used to. The higher you climb up, the whacker the people are that want to get in touch with you, and there's just so much fakeness going on. I mean, I think even that with the whole rise of social media over the last couple of years, it's become more important to show what you don't have than to be authentic. And that's kind of something that I've also tried to do with my Instagram account, is not just show the highlights, the girls, the money, the rental cars that I'm driving around and stuff like that, but to be honest and also show the work, the hustle, the boring part of the whole thing. Because look, nobody's life is goddamn perfect. Mine certainly isn't. You know, I'm not spending every day partying or something. Sometimes I'm just alone at home. Sometimes I'm just working on my laptop all day and it's boring. And yeah, sure, sometimes I fly around and do cool stuff, but I kind of want to be this like counterbalance to the fakeness out there of all the people that are there. So I guess just be aware that there's a lot of fake people out there, and the more successful you'll become, the more whackness will be thrown at you, the more people will try to lie to you just to get a piece of the cake. So I feel like knowing the right people is becoming more and more an asset the higher you climb up. When I think of the people in my team, for example, people that I can trust, people that I can rely on, and the mentors that I can rely on, I'm like, these are real people, and if I didn't have them, I would be so fundamentally screwed in the pool of whack sharks out there that are trying to bite you and eat you, the bad type of sharks. There's good sharks out there as well that want to get stuff done, you know, but the foul ones, you know. And which brings me to the next point, and that is interesting. There's popular online coaches out there, and there's well-paid online coaches. It kind of goes along with the fakeness level. And this is strange because people think like, oh, I'm gonna give you an example, fitness example, right? Because there's so many of those on Instagram. Like, oh, I wanna become the fitness influencer, Mr. Six-Pack, Mrs. Booty Shaking Bikini Model, because their programs probably are being bought left and right and they make much more money. But that is very, very rarely true. It is oftentimes the case that you have the popular type of coaches, and then you have the well or best paid type of coaches, and those are usually very different things. I mean, I see it many times, for example, influencers reaching out to us saying, hey, can you help me monetize my brand? And those are literally sometimes people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube, millions of followers on Instagram, and they're like, and we're like, okay, well, how much are you making so far? And I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to call names here or anything, but there's literally people out there who are making an alarmingly small amount of money, even though they have that huge, gigantic brand. So at the end of the day, you watching this right now, you ask yourself the question, do you want to become one of the popular ones, or do you want to become one of the well-paid ones? And there's some that are both, that are very well paid and they're becoming more and more popular. But at the end of the day, again, money first, then brand. And this is crazy because I mean, by now there's literally an entire industry of fake gurus out there. And not only is that bad because they're all like, you know, trying to become more popular and then selling you subpar programs. But not only is there an entire industry of fake gurus out there, but now there's even an entire industry of people that have built their brand on calling out the fake gurus, right? I mean, there's literally people out there who are building channels just by saying, oh, so-and-so is a scam and this guy is a fake guru. And I'm like, so it's become so meta that the person who gives no value already has a brand. And now there's people out there who give no value, but their only value is saying mean things about the person with no value. And it's crazy. I mean, there's those type of people literally just build their channels just name dropping famous people and then saying that they're fake gurus. And again, most of the time they are. And I'm just like, geez, like, just why don't you, both of you, just build real value? It's not too difficult to actually help people and make money from that. Again, I prefer being a high paid coach who's real, who actually gives real value, as opposed to a fake guru that goes on popularity, you know, thinking they're cool because they have the Instagram check mark and hundreds of thousands of followers. I'm always trying to just stay away from that and just go quality over quantity. I think that's always one thing that I've been focusing on. And of course you want to grow, of course you want to help more people, of course you want to expand, but at the same time, quality over quantity. That goes for the content, that goes for who you're selling to, that goes for the type of quality clients that you want to attract, and so on and so forth. I'd rather work with a few selected clients than a mass of whack people who are not going to execute, right? And that's the same thing, for example, the way we're screening our potential clients. We don't just say, here's a button by the program. We say, go click on this application button, apply, send us an application, jump on a call with us. On the call, we'll screen your mindset, we'll see how well you can execute, we'll see what your strengths are, and so on and so forth. And by all means, there's been so many goddamn people out there that said, Max, I have 10K, I want to invest it in you. And we looked at them and we said no. And they're like, why not? Like, what kind of business teacher are you if you're not taking 10K? I'm like, I don't need your 10K. If I don't want to work with you, I don't want to work with you. So I guess that's also like a nice way to do things to get yourself in a position where you can say no if you don't want to work with someone, right? So at the end of the day, beware of the fakeness, stay away from that, focus on giving value, focus on people that you can trust, focus on people that of whom you know they can deliver, and keep them as close as possible, because the world out there is full of BS, the world out there is full of fake people. Stay away from that, stay away from the drama too, right? Stay away from that ecosystem, and focus on quality over quantity. All right, let's get to the next point, and that is making money is simple but a boring process. And this is, you know, I think something that Hollywood or a mainstream narrative has tried to really instill in us. They always like, it has to be full of drama and you have to come up with this grandiose idea. You got to become the next Zuckerberg. And that might be true if you want to become a billionaire. I don't know any billionaires, don't have any experience with that. But making money, it's not like you're the first person out there to try to make money with your own business. It has been done before. For example, getting your first $10,000 a month, which is what we're focusing on with our beginner clients, definitely has been done before, hundreds of thousands of times before in the world, hundreds of times just with our help. And it's possible. It's a boring, mundane process. There is no drama involved. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to follow the process of positioning yourself correctly, finding out who it is that you could help in your niche, and most importantly, learning the very basics of sales. And when I said the very basics of sales, you don't have to become this grandiose salesperson now or something like that, or a sleazy car salesperson or something like that. It's again, there's a proven process. It's boring, but at least it gets you there, right? And we always say like the benchmark is to get your first 10K, and then from there, you know, you have proof of concept. You know that you can sell, you can already help the first people, and then you just scale it up from there. This is something that we do with our more advanced clients. We say, okay, you made your first 10K a month. Let's scale it to 25K a month, 50K a month, 100K a month, and then obviously you want to stay at the 100K a month, right? Making sure there's no dip, and once you crack 100K a month, you're basically making your 7 figures a year, and that's a nice thing. And obviously you can keep scaling that up if you feel to do so. But at the same time, again, what I'm trying to say here is it's a boring process. Try to get away from thinking it's this wonderful, elusive concept and the planets need to be aligned. This is a boring process. Stick to the process and you're gonna have a good time. All right. Similarly to that, the next point is trying to figure things out yourself is the dumbest idea you could have. And I'm not saying this like, oh, Maxwell is only saying this so we buy their mentoring program or something like that. Look, I don't need you to become my client. You can do whatever you want. I'm certainly going to be fine either way. But the point is, imagine you would want to learn a martial art, right? Kung Fu or boxing. And I feel like for these kind of things, it's so natural to have a coach, right? Or a trainer or a mentor or a teacher. You're like, of course, you want to learn Kung Fu from a Kung Fu master, right? Nobody would have the idea of saying, oh, I'm going to watch Kung Fu videos and now I'm going to stand around in my garden, in my backyard and doing the Kung Fu movements. I mean, that would be ridiculous, right? Yet when it comes to building a business, people want to be self-made and they want to learn everything themselves. It's an idiotic idea. It makes very little sense. I've been there myself. Again, like I probably was that idiot myself as well. I tried to figure it out for the longest time myself. I was derping around with, I remember I was charging per hour. I was thinking I just got to scale it up. I had no clue what it means to have a target audience or to perfect my offer. There was just so little I knew. And then once I started getting mentors, I'm like, oh my God, like it would have taken me goddamn months to years to figure it out that I have to do this instead. And I would have just, it's like a sailboat. You're trying to sail from, you're trying to sail east to the promised land of the to the nice island or wherever it is. And instead of just not even getting east, you're actually sailing west into the complete opposite direction. You're wasting time, you're wasting energy, and you're effectively losing money. So at the end of the day, try to get mentors. Again, I'm not doing this just to sell my programs or anything. If you want to become our client, great. If not, learn from someone else. I don't care. But try to get mentors. Understand that you don't want to do these things yourself. This is the most important concept that I've learned over the last decade, and to a degree where I'm getting mentors for every area that is important in my life. I have a mentor for spirituality. I have a mentor, of course, for business, scaling my 7-figure business into an 8-figure business. I'm trying to do mobility exercises. Been trying to do it alone. Didn't work. Got a mentor for that. Instantly started getting results after 2-3 weeks. Started getting a nutrition mentor, and that is also my exercise mentor. For every single important area of my life, I'm getting mentors because I do not want to waste my time alone. Which brings me to the last point, and that is you can only make things happen if you're consistent. All right, maybe you're watching this video. It's one of the longer videos, the less flashy type of videos that I might usually shoot. And maybe you feel motivated and you're like, I'm gonna take action now. But at the end of the day, this slight dip, this slight like skyrocketing of your motivation is not gonna do anything. It's about consistency. And consistency, similarly to the point that I brought earlier, is boring. It's dry. It's this repetitive task, right? The same thing if you wanna go build muscle, right? You want to build a bigger biceps. You can be as motivated as you want this one day at the gym. You're not going to see a difference. It's the boring showing up every day. It's the ideally having a mentor and executing from that mentor and getting feedback and being able to adjust together with that mentor that is going to bring you the results. All right. I wanted to make this last point kind of sound like dreams are possible, and it is, but it is only possible when you're dedicated to show up every day, and most importantly, when you're trying to do good for you and the people that you sell to. Only then these things are possible, all right? And only then you can build something for a lifetime. And this is something that I proudly always tell our clients. We're like, look, what we're trying to build you here is a proper company, an actual small business that you can build that sustains you for the rest of your life. And not just some scheme that will make you a bunch of money quickly, and then after 6 months you have to stop and hop on the next fad and jump on the next hype train and do this thing. Like, we're trying to build you an actual small business that can literally last you a lifelong time, all right? And if you want to stop at 10K a month, that's good. It's a good way, all right? It's a good thing. It's not bad. If you want to scale it up to 100K a month, then we can build you a legit operation from that. But you got to be consistent. You got to be willing to give value, and you got to come from a mindset of positivity, of sharing, of giving, right? And it's a giving and giving. It's a win and a win, right? If you come from that mindset, then the good life is possible, right? Good things can come to you, right? So at the end of the day, if you've watched this video until now and you say this sounds great, all these points make sense, and you say you want to get started with your own online business as an online coach or as an online service provider, but you don't know how, then you can book a free consulting call either with me directly or with an expert from our team. All you have to do is you click down the link that is in the description below, or the link that appears somewhere here right now, and we can jump on that call. And on that call, we'll basically be looking at your situation. We'll be looking at your goals. We'll help you bridge the gap between where you are right now and your goals. We can tell you the exact steps that you need to take in order to go from zero to building your first, to getting your first clients, getting to your first paid journey, if you will, so you can grow an actual online freedom business from there. All right. Again, this is not some get money quick scheme or something that we're going to share you here. We're going to help you build something long lasting, so you have to be serious about that. So all you have to do is click down on the link in the description and fill out that application. Again, I've mentioned that before. Application takes you around 2 minutes, and then you can book the free consulting call. And it's only for action takers. It's only if you're taking this seriously. If you already have a skill and you want to learn how to monetize it, that call is for you. If you're already making money with that and you want to learn how to scale it properly, that call is for you. And also, if you just like the idea of being free, but you don't know what it is that you could be offering people, you have no clue how you could get started or what you could sell, that call is for you as well. We can analyze your strengths, we can analyze the market, and we can tell you what exact model fits best for you. All right, so that being said, talk to you very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.
I made my first real close via Facebook. It feels amazing. It's awesome. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just about getting started, I guess. And that's what FBM really helped me with. And I'm so grateful that I made this decision. It really changed my life in ways I couldn't have imagined before I took the step.